Hey, you all are here. Hello. Welcome to the Psychic News Network. Welcome to the first day of fall 2025. It's September 21st. How are you all doing? Um, I'm a little dumbfounded because it's hard to keep up. It really is. Let's just acknowledge it's hard to keep up, but we have to keep up, right? Let me grab my microphone. I just heard the orange buffoon giving a press conference where he was behaving like he was a medical expert, and he's not, and having a deja vu of COVID. Hang on. Has anybody else seen that today? And Jimmy Kimmel's back. I could do without the feeling like I'm on a merry-go-round. I could do without that. I'll reserve that for going to the carnival. Or a roller coaster. Not a fan of roller coasters. I'm done with this ridiculous. Why don't the Republicans do something? I just need a moment. You missed what I just said? What I just said was, well, first of all, can you hear me? I just plugged in my microphone. Can you hear me? I'll wait until you say you can hear me. Oh, thank you. This I've decorated for you all for fall. Yeah. Did you guys hear what he was doing? What Dumpy was doing? He he gets out and he has a press conference. He has a big announcement to make, and his announcement is that Tylenol, acetaminophen. I think that's how you say it. But I'm not preparing for a press conference. Acetaminophen. He's getting up there. He decided he's going to make a big announcement, and the big announcement is that Tylenol causes autism. And then he starts going on about, and those little babies get all these shots, and it's terrible for those little babies. He doesn't give a rat's ass about little babies, and he's just spewing bullshit. And although I avoided anything to do with that memorial yesterday, which was not a serious memorial, sadly, I did notice there was a little clip of him talking about autism and vaccines at a memorial service. And I did hear that not only was, I think Tom Homan was there, who's just been caught accepting bribes, which he did during the campaign last year. But Stephen Miller was at, and Brendan Carr, they were at a memorial service for Charlie Kirk, demonizing the rest of the country. I do listen to him because Darren's like, go Navy. I do listen to him as little as possible, but I need to know what he's saying. I need to know what he's saying. How many times did he say Tylenol? I'm not sure. I mean, so I have this channel. We go over the news together, and it's my job here. I've taken it on. I'm a self-employed news anchor. It's my job to know what he's saying. You know, I started this channel. This is a psychic miss. I had no idea that this would last so long when I started this channel 7 or 8 years ago. So earlier, I did a video on the rocks. And by the way, if you're members and you're looking for your your third tarot card lesson, I had a choice. I could do two things. I could do Psychic on the Rocks or the stage 3 of the tarot class, but I'll do it tomorrow, I promise. Because I really wanted to do a Psychic on the Rocks today. It was very windy. You had to kind of strain to hear me, but I wanted to read on corporate, and this was before I found out, just like an hour before I found out that Kimmel was reinstated, and we'll read on that too to see how that's going to go for him. But the question I had in my mind was, is corporate just effing stupid as shit, or is corporate really wanting to screw themselves? I mean, like, what is it? How can you explain that we built them and then they turn around, they want to screw us, and they expect us to not drop them? Because you know what? It's free. It's capitalism, right? You know, you offer a service. I decide, oh yeah, I'd like to spend some of my money on that service because that's a fair deal, right? It's an even trade. They usually overcharge, but whatever, right? And so then they piss us off, and they really thought that we were just going to be like, oh yeah, let's still go on that Disney. Yes, let's still support Disney. Oh yes, let's support them taking away our freedom of expression like they're God. And then I did see, if you watched Psychic on the Rocks, I just did that a few hours ago. I did see, I got the 8 of Swords, which is the feeling imprisoned or the jail card, and the World and the Judgment card. So there it was. Kathy Beale's in the house. Let me know if you want to pop on, Kathy. I can send you the link. No pressure. So, although I don't know if I can do it from here. But if you want to chip in what's going on astrologically, that would be great. What did they expect? You're setting up a stair for your witchy march. A store. I need my glasses. A store for your witchy march. Boy, that's intriguing. I don't know exactly what that means, Kathy. Kathy's our resident astrologer, and she generously gives us an astrological forecast every single day for Off the Ledge, which I do every single day. Because we need it. And I know, oh, you're setting up your online store. I know that we need, during these times, and I pound away at this all the time, we need a spiritual practice, a spiritual discipline that we do daily. It's like if you don't brush your teeth, you're going to get cavities. If you don't do your spiritual discipline every day, you're going to be so freaked out with panic and stress. You know what I mean? We need to be resilient during these times, but this is off the rails. I mean, he's off the rails. Dumpy, I couldn't believe it. It's like we got enough insanity going on, and then it just doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. What is she making? You're having a grapefruit margarita? Oh, I noticed there's an S at the end of that. Good for you. I'm having a fake beer. Thanks for reminding me. So how do we go from Charlie Kirk's memorial to the most important thing for Dumpy is to tell us about how Tylenol causes autism? I don't know. Remind me, I have tea leaves. I have tea leaves tonight. So I've ranted enough for the moment. No promises that I'm not going to rant again. How'd you guys do over the weekend? Did you enjoy the solar eclipse? We're in the fall equinox today, that energy. And is it Rosh Hashanah? Do I have the Jewish holiday right? Warren, can you fill us in? So happy. Maybe give us a little, for those of us that aren't Jewish. little info about what you guys do to commemorate that. Tomorrow starts Rosh Hashanah. Is that the forgiveness holy day? Not sure. I was brought up Catholic. So how did he get to talking about Tylenol? What was that? I'm sure the people that make Tylenol aren't too happy. It's a Jewish New Year. Oh, great. Happy New Year. To all you Jewish people out there. I want to learn more about your faith. There's a temple right up the street, and I've sent Warren the menorah that they have lit up at Christmas time, a picture of that. I have a new pendulum. I was working at the store this weekend in Salem, and I got this beautiful pendulum. And I've kind of been looking for a board, and the owner of the store was sweet enough to just gift me with this. So I'm not going to move the camera down. That would be too complicated, but it has yes, no, rephrase the question. Yes, no, rephrase, unsure. That's it. Those are the only options. So I'm just gonna ask the pendulum, does Dumpy have more than 1 month? I'll hold it up. And I don't need the board right now. Does Dumpy have more than 1 month that he'll be in that position? Saying yes. Does Dumpy have more than 2 more months in that position? No. Okay. All right. Well, let's go weeks. How many weeks does Dumpy have left in that position? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so less than 2 months. Less than 2 months. We need to visualize moving vans on Pennsylvania Avenue. Yes. Will he be removed for legal reasons? Yes. That's a strong yes. I think they're working on it right now. So, is it just me? And then after I hear him acting like a medical professional that he isn't, and he can't even talk at that press conference earlier today, then I hear that everybody, all these Christian extremists, whatever they call themselves, I mean, they're all worried that they're all talking about the rapture. So the rapture apparently is tomorrow. Do you know how many times in my lifetime I've heard that the rapture is coming? When I was a kid, you know, when you're a kid, you're gullible. I might have been 12 years old. I heard somebody say, the world is going to come to an end tomorrow. And I worried about it all night. I couldn't sleep. Like, you know how long people have been saying the rapture is coming? Let's ask the pendulum. I had to have somebody like tell me what that meant. What is the rapture? Is the rapture coming tomorrow? No, tell them I'm so sorry. Yeah, the rapture is getting very old. Awesomeness is saying, good Lord. I want y'all to imagine with me that, I mean, this is just about what went on yesterday. You can't even imagine that Stephen Miller would have one compassionate cell in his body. You can't even imagine. And I mentioned to you before about Kirk that when I kind of tune into his spirit on the other side, I get this because people become love and light when they're on the other side. Most of them do. That CK did everything that he did mostly because he just wanted to be popular. And also I got that he knew that Dumpy didn't care for him. I said that last week. And lo and behold, I mean, you could totally see it. You could totally, I mean, plus it doesn't take a psychic, right? Let's think of one person that the orange buffoon shows that he cares about. Anyway, ready, go. Let's play a game. Name one person that you've seen the orange monster genuinely care about. Person, not thing. Besides himself. That's the point. Besides himself. Everyone's saying Trump, 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 Trump. You think Ivanka? Let's ask. I'm talking about genuine caring. Genuine human caring. So some people are saying Ivanka, genuine human caring, would lay down his life for her. No. McDonald's. Yeah, we already know himself. I'm talking about other people. Nobody, no. Celtic Seer is saying, frankly, I don't give enough. I'm just making a point. I'm just making a point. I can't make the point unless I ask the question. I'm making the point that none of us can think of one person that he is compassionate and caring towards. Let's look at some cards. Believe it or not, it's getting a little warm here. Hang on. Okay. I hope you guys are doing self-care. I hope you're getting outside. I was outside a couple times today. I'm just getting even more tan. Let's make sure you're doing your self-care. Cheryl says the devil. Does Dumpy have, oh wait, we didn't ask about Pootie. Does he genuinely care about Putin? Well, it's not saying no, kind of, sort of. Remember, he gave him the vaccine before he even let the American people know that there was one. I'm pulling 3 cards on Jimmy Kimmel. How's it going to go for him? By the way, Rachel Maddow was supposed to have Kamala Harris on her show. I don't watch mainstream media anymore. I do catch it on replay if I can. If it's somebody that I want to hear, like Lawrence O'Donnell or Rachel. Nicole Wallace is decent too. John enjoyed the beautiful weather this weekend. Yeah, I bet it was really amazing. So I heard that Rachel's having Kamala on, but Rachel's on Mondays, right? Not Tuesdays. Is it tonight? Is that tonight? Yes, happy Maybon. Does anybody know? Okay, I'm pulling 3 cards about, oh, it's tonight. Okay. Is she on at 9? I think she is. Okay. 3 cards. I think I'll go see my mom and I think I can watch it. I think I will. Yes. Okay. Thank you. I'll make an effort. That's the only time I'm in front of a TV. Okay, great. Thank you. I'm asking about Jimmy Kimmel and how it's going to go. But before I ask how it's going to go, I want to ask, does he want to go back to his show? Does he really does Jimmy Kimmel want to go back to his show? Yes and no. Okay, what I see, I'm asking how it's going to go for Jimmy. He had to make a deal with the devil. I had to hate Jimmy's thinking of his staff. Yeah, he's a compassionate person. I'm detecting some negativity in the chat. Check yourself. This is a safe space for people to feel uplifted. No complaining, no whining, no negativity, please. All right. So here's Jimmy. I mean, I'm going to just lay it on the line here. The high priestess is, he was told he better or else. This has been extremely hard on him because he's a principled man. Jimmy Kimmel, he has what I call a personal constitution. And this is the devil card in the tarot, in the witch's tarot. So yeah, he had to sign something he didn't really want to sign. We'll find out. You heard someone on Jimmy's staff on Guillermo living out of his card. Jimmy gave him a job. Yeah, he has compassion. He's a real authentic, nice guy who happens to be funny, and he does political comedy, which is something that we've always had. Oh yeah, hit the thumbs up and we'll do a group hug when we have 200 thumbs up. You got to tell me when we hit 200. It's not pretty what kind of deal they gave him. He's really upset. And I know Midas Touch was offering him a position, which they did with Jim Acosta too. Let's ask this. I don't know what the contract was, but it looks shady. Is there something in the contract that Kimmel did not like? It's not that. Okay, so it's not that. Does he just feel, is this just about the toxicity? Yes, it's the toxicity. He hates corporate. He hates corporate. Yeah, that's what this is about. It's not about what's in the contract that he doesn't like, because I was wondering about that, looking at these cards. It's about he hates the toxicity. Karen canceled Disney and put the reason. Oh, you can put your reason in? You missed Jimmy Kimmel and believed in free speech. Yeah, good for you. Yeah, definitely. If there's a place to put a reason, put your reason for sure. I think that toxicity is the death threats and, okay. Is Jimmy Kimmel going to be more popular because of this? Oh, yeah. Yes. Yes. So, this is a win. This is a win. And we have to, well, it's a strong win. Wow. Actually, I kind of have the sense that this sort of sets a precedent that the people won. Because when we, the people, see that we got loud and annoying and we won, guess what? That helps us to keep going. Because winning causes us to feel inspired. No, I don't get that his humor is going to be muzzled in some way, but I'll read on that. I do see the high priestess. Let's read on that. Let's read on whether I have these cards here that are the universe answers. The universe answers deck. Let's ask that. Let's ask the universe answers deck. Let's ask if Kimmel's going to have to. I think Jimmy Kimmel should have me on his show. just popped in my head. Is he going to have to watch what he says? Well, it says many. Okay. Many want him to watch what he says. Okay. Let's see. Kamala won. Most likely. Okay. Will he do it? Will he do it? Yes, he's doing it for all of us, but it's not what he wants to do. So, so the question I'm asking the universe answers deck is Kimmel going to have to rein it in, and I got many, which means many people in corporate want him to. Well, you have to adjust what he says, most likely. But I mean, he's being asked to adjust what he says. So let's see how that goes. I feel like in a year, we're gonna have a different kind of environment in the United States. Okay, one more. This is about Kimmel and what it's going to be like for him to be back on the air. Is he going to have to rein it in? Rein it. I mean, the irony of ironies. How violent, how stochastic terrorism is like the name of the game for this regime. And they pick on people that don't even say anything. I mean, he was fired for really nothing. I mean, there are worse things worse things he says about Dumpy. So, okay, so I'm asking if Kimmel will have to rein it in. And I got nah. So my sense, just pulling these funny cards, is that initially they're gonna, try to make him feel like it's, it's like threatening. You should watch what you say. You shouldn't talk about this and you shouldn't talk about that. And it would kind of be like that just for a little bit. And 1 year everything's going to be different. And ultimately he's not really going to be reined in. You can't rein in Jimmy Kimmel. Speaking of comedians, we have a dad joke. What did the scarf say to the hat? You go on ahead and I'll hang around. I've heard that joke before. Was it from you? Let's do this. Let's read on how things went yesterday. I did read on this when I was on the rocks yesterday. Psychic on the Rocks. It's a new drink. For those of you that drink and make cocktails. Kathy, you want to get on that? Can you invent a drink called Psychic on the Rocks? I was asking the guy that owns a Mexican restaurant. We came up with a few things that could go in it. But I was reading yesterday and today. Well, yesterday was a busy day. I was reading on how it went, how the memorial service went. The thing is, when they have this memorial service, but it's about being opportunist and grandstanding, then it's not a memorial service anymore, because the memorial service is supposed to be for the deceased. The deceased is deceased, but for the survivors, the people that loved him and knew him. But from what I can tell, and from what I would definitely surmise anyway, it wasn't about CK. It was about Stephen Miller. And was Tom Home in there? I don't know. But I'm going to pull 3 cards about how the crowd, how it went. And the 2 times I've read on it since yesterday, I have read on it a couple times, is that the people are very disoriented and they don't know really what to think. Because when you think about it, you go to a memorial service for somebody that you admired, right? Kathy's going to work on Psychic on the Rocks. And the other drink is Psychic on the Beach. You can come up with a recipe for, you're good at that. So what I got about the audience at the memorial is it wasn't really about CK. It was more about Dumpy being there. And then they heard from Stephen Miller. And I don't care how deep in a cult you are, I think you probably can sense the evil. Or maybe not. But they're not in a cult like that. They live with the cult, right? They go back into the normal world. So how the crowd was afterwards. This is kind of the forlorn card. And then they're going to see more and more. They're going to be more in the world. And this is a new message. The Ace of Wands is a new message, and I'm standing by my psychic message that I get around CK, and I think from the other side, he wants harmony. Stephen Miller called the Democratic Party a terrorist group. Like that. Like that's what I'm. That's why I get this really disheveled kind of disillusioned and confused and foggy vibe about the crowd there. Like they lost their dear leader of Turning Point, right? So one thing that I know about cults is that, and this is a cult. It's a cult if you think that, you know, the normal people are terrorists and they're normal people. When the leader falls, the cult falls apart. How long it takes is another matter. Right? So I would say when they go back out into the world, things are going to be different. Let's read on let's just read on, because I'm not going to dwell on this too much, but it's just like it's kind of a big deal because I think they're calling for a national holiday. And they had, you know, they demanded the entire nation have their flags at half staff, but we never did that for any other victims of gun violence. Yeah, it's awful. It's just awful. I'm going to pull 3 cards about his wife and what is going to be going on with her. I think those attendees are in a state of confusion, and it's scary because I could see that some of them would resort to alcohol and drugs and that kind of thing. I could see that. Their world is spinning out of control. So I'm reading on Erica, and I have the 8 of Swords. She's kind of trapped. I get the sense of a contract of some sort. She's being asked to be the spokesperson, to be the leader of TP. TP. I should probably say Turning Point. I'm not really good at speaking in code on my channel. You may have noticed that. But this is her. She actually is in a lot of sadness and grief. I'm picking up that she's not sure she's up to the job. I'm not sure she's up to the job, but she's being sort of treated like royalty. TP is correct. Saw some lady claim they were true patriots for being there. Well, I don't even know if they know what they mean by that. Because a true patriot would mean we're proud to be the United States of America. We're not called the divided States of America. We're called the United States of America. So if she said that only the true patriots was there, what the hell is she talking about? Honestly, cult. There are more people out with YouTube videos about having been in a cult. I will forever point you in the direction of Stephen Hassan, Hassan. He's the cult specialist that people are really listening to and going to. Read The Cult of Trump. I'm getting serious guidance to tell us all to pray for these people because they are lost. And we want them to find their way back to normal sanity. So all this anger and disgust and all that we have had through the years because we're so angry about what Dumpy has done to our country and they bow down to him and kiss the ring and all that. Yeah, if we push that out of the way and we say we need to welcome, we need to pray for them, we need to welcome them back into society. It's a spiritual test for us. Let's read on SM. Don't worry, pray. I see awesomeness saying, my children, I worry. Yeah, pray. Do everything that you can. Do everything that you can to make a difference. Speaking of that, I'm going to read on Stephen Miller in a second, but I just want you all to know that I have for months now, since I wrote We Won't Be Backing Down about January 6th, this is the songs that I wrote, and We Won't Be Backing Down. I had the glorious experience yesterday of being noticed because I showed up at the rally here with my PA, and I was like at the edge of the event before it started, blasting my songs. We're taking back democracy and we won't be backing down. And my song, We've Got to Come Together. And I have been invited to share my music, my songs. I could write an entire album of pro-democracy songs. So I'm getting that out, indivisible. It could be their theme song. I'm not even asking for money for it. Stephen Miller. So anyway, that was a good thing. I did miss Seth Moulton's speech, which I feel bad that I missed it, but I had Church of Spirituality. Any Democrat that voted for CK holiday should be voted out. Remember these two words, death threats. If anybody wonders. SM, what is his fate? I mentioned on Off the Ledge that PBS has a series called American Experience. You need to check it out. It's history like you've never seen it. Stephen Miller. I sure am getting the Eight of Swords a lot. Interesting. Aryan Nation pamphlets were distributed today in Franklin County, Pennsylvania. So you know what's happening in America? Fascism has reemerged. We went through this in the 1930s. And speaking of the American Experience documentary series, it's history. That's like, it's amazing to see. I just want to pause to just give us perspective. It's amazing to see how the Nazis got so close to just destroying the entire civilization. Right? We've been here before, but it's not what it was. Fascism is knocking at the door. And it's our job to slam their fingers in the door and to get it out. You know what I mean? Metaphorically speaking. As soon as Kamala takes her rightful place, that so-called holiday will be revoked. Yeah, good point, Rose. So what they're doing, Jen is saying the Brazilians didn't care about death threats. Let me tell you something. Jen. In the United States of America, there are 400 million plus guns. There are 330 million people in America. So if anybody wants to know why other countries will get out there and, do what they need to do in terms of protest, but Americans are a little hesitant, it's because of that. Please do not put down the United States. It's bad enough. Dad joke, I had a roommate who was a dyslexic, agnostic, insomniac. He would stay up all night wondering if there really was a dog. Thank you for that moment of craziness. I keep getting the Eight of Swords. That's the prison card. I'm reading on Stephen Miller. Okay, I don't deal with rudeness here. I don't put up with that. This is a free channel. Page of Cups. I love you guys. Give me a break. No, yeah, give me a break. Stephen Miller. The Page of Cups. The Seven of Pentacles. A lot of what he's doing is gonna end up being fruitless for him. And the Page of Cups. This is what's coming to Stephen Miller is diminishing returns for him. And this looks like prison. Think Nuremberg trials. Sorry for that outburst. I do want to apologize. Okay. Susan saying you tried. What did you try? We need 32 more thumbs up. Can we do it within the next 5 minutes? I think so. Let's read on Dumpy. What do you say? In order to serve you on this channel, I have to keep my vibe up. It's another reason I'm so strict about people giving me, crap. It's all good. All right, hang on. This is about Dumpy. Wildflower wind missed the crap. It wasn't really. It's just there's a certain tone that I feel from comments sometimes that I can't have it here. I just can't. Like none of you give me attitude, and if anybody does, they're just done. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. Because we have to keep the vibe up. No, it's okay. It was quick drama. This is Dumpy. 5 of Swords. He's losing in court. He's losing in court. He has a big fat secret and he's trying to hang on to what he has, but he's even losing his mind. He's losing his mind. Did I miss the dad joke? Remember last week? He was in England. On September 10th, there was the assassination on Kirk. Last week, Dumpy was in the UK with the king, getting all this pomp and circumstance. Meanwhile, they're bombing fishing boats in Venezuela. The war continues. The war on Ukraine. The tariffs are happening. The Congress is a mess. Supposedly there's going to be a government shutdown. They're planning on taking away health care from everybody. They're planning on having no Department of Education to speak of. They're trying to take away our free speech. They're trying he wants to do a retribution tour. Is that what they call it? Yeah. I mean, and he's cutting down the trees in front of the White House. He's trying to build a ballroom, destroying everything, and he's getting up in front on the world stage, acting like he doesn't have a brain because he doesn't. We're going to read on that trip. I mean, there's been so much happening that there are things that I meant to read on, a lot of things. And I do videos every day. There are things that I haven't even had time to read on. Darren saying, I'm still laughing at that British horse that took a dump in front of Felling. Yeah, the horse knew. That's what I call horse sense. That's great. Yeah, thanks for reminding us about that. Yep, Putin said destroy America, and he's doing it just like my Substack article said. Dear Trump, destroy America, love Putin. I mean, I hope that people see it now. Right? That was funny. I hope that people see it now. Because, I mean, and tell everyone, Why is Trump doing that? Because he needs to destroy America, because that's what Putin wants. It's as simple as that. As simple as that. Yes, let's read on Tom Homan, the disgusting excuse for a human. Homan the non-human. I'm saying that in all seriousness. He's a non-human. Okay, so I'm going to read on Tom Homan. I'm going into the slime. I'm taking donations. Now he's setting up a wall of fame at the White House. Who's on it? Warren's reporting that we need more thumbs up. I can't see when we're up to 200, but we have over 200 in the room. Thank you so much for being here. Even when I get snippy, you stay. I'm just trying to protect my viewers from negativity. Tom Homan. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Guess what? Thank you, Rose. Much appreciate. Where's my bell? Here's the bell. You get a bell. I appreciate it. Thanks. And all of you who donate, thank you, thank you, thank you. And remember, when you're a member, well, the third tarot class is going to be, I'll record it tomorrow. When you're a member, you have access to all the fun stuff that I do under the videos. Yesterday, we had a psychic party right on the equinox, right on the eclipse. Read Thomas's dad joke. I'm gabbing enough. I'm sure it's hilarious. Homan. Trying to hide his crime. Good luck with that, because he got busted taking was it a $50 million bribe? Undercover FBI. There's still some good FBI agents out there. I need a screaming goat. I don't really know what that means. I think I do enough screaming. Thank you, Amanda. That's very sweet of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. $50,000? Oh, I thought it was 50 million. It was, I don't know. 1,000 sounds like just a drop in the bucket these days. But whatever. He shouldn't have taken a bribe. So the Four of Pentacles is he's trying to hide his money crime, but what a fool. He can't hide it. I have this image of somebody who's like a bad kid who's got his hand in the cookie jar, and then he eats a cookie and there's crumbs all over his face, and his parents ask if he's ate a cookie, and he said, "No, I didn't have a cookie." The evidence is all there. It's on tape, Rose is saying. This is Tom Homan. Caught on tape. On a video, right? Like a body cam, probably. Taking a bribe. What a fool. There's a turn of circumstances for him, not for the good. Not for the good. Goat screaming a hilarious. Well, I don't think I need a screaming goat, though. I think I do just fine on my own. No additional screaming needed. Easier dad joke. Why did the man fall in the well? Because he couldn't see that well. Wasn't there a show about dumb criminals? I don't know. Was there? Yes, please subscribe and hit the thumbs up. Well, we sure do have fun, don't we? I mean, as hellish as it is to have to go through all this, we do have fun. And one good thing is that if we weren't in all this drama, I know we would prefer to not be in this drama, but if we weren't in all this drama, we wouldn't know each other. Right? We all never would have met. On the World Wide Web. So There's protests every day somewhere. In fact, there was a protest in Salem on Saturday, but I just couldn't get it together to get over there. I was running too late, but there's going to be another rally here. I'm probably going to do maybe lead up a rally here. We hit 200 thumbs up. Yay! Thank you. Thanks for all your good effort, and thank you to anybody who's here that's new. Can be like, you know, the old-fashioned church, like greet the newcomers. Is anybody here new? Raise your hand. Okay. You were saying that with Rosie this weekend. Oh, I missed the thread. All right. Yeah, Kathy and Rosie live not too far from each other, right? So that's cool. And y'all gonna come and visit me. We're gonna have an event. There's a rally in Alberta. Oh, good. Oh, good, good. We love the Canadians. I have Canadians that come in and at the store where I work. And I always say to them, we love Canadians. We love Canadians. So we're going to do a group hug. And we're going to do a group hug, and we're going to think about the detainees. We're going to think about ICE being shut down. We're going to think about this entire regime being shut down. We got the message. We need to pay attention to our democracy. We need to be involved. Okay. We're done, right? So, hang on, you guys are distracting me. Okay. Damon saying, I'm new. I need a kiss on the cheek and a manicotti. Well, when we have our event, you'll have to come. I'm saying when, not if. Because it's going to be when this whole nightmare is over. We're thinking about the people who are being detained. We're thinking about ICE falling apart. We're thinking about this whole fascist regime falling and being replaced by us, a strong democracy, okay? Anybody who's suffering, we're sending them energy, and we're hugging each other. 1, 2, 3. Can you feel us hugging each other? I can. All right, awesome. I mean, there's like almost 250 of us hugging together. That's a big deal. That's some big energy. We're going to pull 3 cards about how our democracy is doing. Rose had manicotti for lunch. Oh, nice. We're in the age of Aquarius, right? So anyway, I was talking about that series, American Experience, and man, there's this footage of World War II that you just can't even believe they have. And if you want to get hope in a kind of a convoluted way, if you watch that, like FDR's life, Winston Churchill's, what they all went through, when everybody fought, well, corporate fought FDR and the New Deal, and I mean, that poor man, he really went through it. But when you see what happened during that time, you think it's a miracle that we're still here as a human race. So, you know, what we're going through, as horrible as it is, the regime is falling apart. Yeah, Damon felt the hug. The regime is falling apart. And if we made it through World War II as a human civilization, we can make it through this. Financiers plotted a military coup against FDR. Right. Yeah, that man really went through it, and he was sickly besides. There are lots of ordinary people who were quiet heroes, yes. And when you see how many Nazi soldiers there were and how viciously brutal they were, oh my God. It'll boggle your brain, and it'll make you want to fight even more for democracy. So how we're doing. I just picked up a fake leaf. It's the first day of fall. There, it's my little hat. Amanda, you have to get into proactive mode. I'm not going to tell you it will all change. I'm not going to tell you it's all going to fall apart before 2026. I'm going to say you're going to make it fall apart before 2026, right? We're collectively going to make it fall apart before 2026. Yeah, Churchill did say the USA does the right thing after all other options have failed. I know, we're always late to the game. You heard those Nazi soldiers were drugged. They would have to be to have done what they, it's too much, it's too horrific to even think about what they did. Our democracy. This is us seeing how much we've lost. Five of Cups. This is us seeing what we can gain when we work together. The Six of Cups is kind of like the, us coming together as family, as a human family. And the Hierophant, this card's been coming up a lot lately, and it has to do with our Constitution. The Light in Hidden Places is an excellent book about a young 16-year-old Polish girl who saved 13 Jews during World War II. Yeah, great. Yay, Amanda. Amanda's saying in response to what I said, she's been thinking differently about what you may be able to do. Yeah, there's a lot you can do. And never think that it's just you, just little old you can't make a difference. Because every little thing that you do to save our country, you can walk yourself down to Seth Moulton's office and talk to him. But this is about our Constitution getting stronger. We, the people, see what we've lost. We're cutting our losses and we're moving forward. I really feel like, and I'm going to read on this next. I really feel like Kamala's book and her book tour, for which she has massive security, so don't worry. Darren bought 2 bags of ginger snap pumpkin spice cookies. You're ready. Okay. I'm really proud of where we are as Americans defending democracy. I mean, think about it. Let's just appreciate that. I'm proud of how much we have been pounding the pavement, doing what needs to be done. We continue to work hard as a nation. We continue to get people to wake up, and we continue to hold the flame, to hold the light. And so what happened, I spent a lot of time reading about the Jimmy Kimmel situation tonight. What happened there, oh, I forgot I have tea leaves, is a win because the American people said, Who the hell do you think you are telling us we have to shut up? Right? Not on our watch. So everyone, stop and give yourself a pat on the back, especially if you've been working hard to save democracy. All right, stop, give yourself a pat on the back for all you've done to help save democracy. We're reading tea leaves. Darren's saying, I saw a funny sign at an auto repair shop for a limited time only, pumpkin spice brake shoes. That's funny. We talked about pumpkin spice at the psychic party yesterday. Remember, we were all talking, Kathy, and we were all talking about this eclipse time really being a turning point. You know, I pay attention to things that are cosmic, like CK's organization called Turning Point. That might have a different meaning. Different than what he meant when he was here in the physical. Okay, I'm going to read some tea leaves. I just want to remind you that Off the Ledge is daily. And thanks, Kathy, for being in the chat tonight. We'll get you on again sometime soon. Where's my pointer? Let's see what the tea leaves have. All right. There is a cross that reminds me of the Christian nationalism. And I think that this is, and there's another cross. Oh, there's a couple crosses there. And this is Christian nationalism standing on somebody's unfortunate end. And it's getting, this is interesting because, wow. All right. I don't know if you guys can see what I can see because it's a sort of a psychic feeling. Okay. I'm going to show you what I hit. This is the Christian nationalists. This is somebody hanging on to it. It looks like a girl hanging on to it. And then I see, this looks like, I don't know if you can see this. This looks like people escaping, going over a fence or a wall, escaping. Keep the chat positive, please. So there's a change coming, and then there's a bow, okay? So that indicates that there's a blessing in disguise in what happened yesterday. So do you see what I'm saying? This is the Christian nationalism. This is a girl holding that cross up. It's like they're feeling like they have a big, heavy cross to bear, and then here's people escaping. See it? Yeah, whatever you see is perfectly fine. You know, I'm reading using my intuition. Rose sees a phoenix rising, not a bow. That's fine. I don't have the right answer. It's up to what you see. This looks like a whale tail, right? There's more underneath the surface of what's going on. And Amanda's seeing a Y, and I see like a humpback whale tail. And she's stepping on a cross tree. That to me is really clear. She's stepping on a cross and she's holding a cross. And then this looks like people escaping. There's a lot of people in the cup tonight. And there's the bow. There's a blessing in disguise with what's happening because everything's getting clearer. And I don't know if I can decipher anything else. That does look like a gun, and it looks like that's an issue that's going to be addressed. Regardless of how much they preach the Second Amendment, there are a whole lot of people that are MAGA that want gun laws. And if you doubt me, survey after survey taken, polls have been taken about Americans wanting stronger gun laws. Democrats and Republicans combined, it's around 90% of people want stronger gun laws. So that's actually going to be an issue. That's actually going to be something that's brought up. And that was, I see that here. See the gun? There's a gun right there. So, keep the faith. Australia's in the house. Hey, Irina. Glad you're here. It's tomorrow there. Tomorrow's going okay. Apparently you're here. I believe gun laws will get passed. Yeah, that's what I see there. So as horrible as that whole thing was, there's some blessings in disguise. All right. Is there you need anything else from me? Am I dismissed? I need you to book a reading. psychicanetdion.com. Remember, I don't know if people are aware of this. Your readings are just phone readings. So I don't have to do all that hullabaloo with the videos and all that. So book a reading. You can do a short one for less money. I'll do the tarot class, the third one tomorrow. I'll record that and upload it tomorrow. And I love you guys so much. See, it makes it so much easier to get through this insanity. Please watch Church of Spirituality. If you feel stressed, binge watch the guided meditations from Thursday nights under the lives. And thumbs up, subscribe. See you soon. Namaste. Be good to yourselves. See ya.